This video is for you if you are someone who has struggled for a long time, maybe your whole life, with habits, consistency, getting things done, following through, and especially if you notice other people out there who seem to just get things done, right? They just kind of decide, like, I'm going to start running every morning, and they just do it, and they make it look easy. Right? And you keep finding excuses, or you kind of bargain with yourself. You convince yourself, like, oh, today's an exception. Oh, I ran last time. I don't really feel like it today, so I'll do it tomorrow, right? I deeply resonate with that sentiment because that was me for most of my life. I'm an ENTP in the 16 personality types, and if you're a fellow NTP or an NFP or even an INTJ or some other types, this video is for you because I'm going to be talking about a specific technique that I have found is the only thing that works for someone like me. And the reason is because if you're like me, your mind is really good at seeing different perspectives and kind of arguing and debating yourself about why today is different, why you have so much on your plate, or you're already running late for work, or you have these other things that are more important suddenly. And so these are all the good reasons why you don't have to do this thing, or why you shouldn't prioritize the habit today. And so your mind is really good at creating these stories and these excuses, and it feels, I imagine for you, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just do this thing? Like, it's really simple. I just want to do this thing for 5 minutes every morning, or whatever it is, and I can't just convince myself to do it. And you've been struggling with this for so long that it might just feel hopeless. So the technique that I want to talk about today, I think of as the hammer. It's kind of bringing down the hammer. And this isn't, what I'm not saying is just suck it up. Just do it. Right? That sounds nice, but it's meaningless. What does that even mean? The hammer that I'm talking about is the hammer of not making it a choice, not allowing it to be a choice. And hear me out, because I know this might sound like something you've heard before and it doesn't work for you. Maybe it works for other people, whatever. Again, I have struggled with this my whole life, and this is the thing that works for me, and it's worked for a lot of my clients. So I hope you'll hear me out, because there's some nuance here. The problem that we run into with these things is we allow it to be a choice. We allow it to be a debate. So, take, for example, you want to build a habit of meditation, right? Maybe you've done it a few days, and then today you feel like, oh, I slept in a bit, or I have this, I've been putting off making a dentist appointment, so I should really do that. And yeah, meditation's important, but the dentist is important too. I've been putting that off, so I really need to do that. I'll meditate tomorrow. Maybe I'll meditate later today. And then you don't end up doing it, right? And so the key here is noticing yourself, allowing it to be a choice, allowing it to be a decision. Do I meditate today or not? And then in that moment, you bring down the hammer to say, wait a second, this actually isn't a choice to be made. This isn't a decision point. This is just the thing that I do. In the morning, I meditate. It's not a choice. This is who I am. I am someone who meditates in the morning. Now, this isn't just going to work right away, right? You might think, sure, that sounds nice. I don't have this magic hammer, right? I don't trust myself. I don't believe that I have this ability to just say, I'm going to do it, right? Maybe I've failed so many times before. I'm not the type of person who can do that. I get it. And so the thing here is that you have to train your hammer. You have to build up the ability to bring it down when you need it. And so what's definitely not going to work is to try to do 5 new habits at once and every morning just tell yourself, no, it's not a choice. You just have to do it. You have to do these 5 things in a row, right? There's no way that's going to work. So you have to start small. You have to start with one thing at a time. And what I encourage you to do is to pick one thing that isn't even the actual habit that you want to build. So if you want to learn to meditate every day or go for a run every day or whatever it is, don't just one strategy is, okay, start with just 1 minute a day, make it super easy, work your way up from there. That is a really important strategy. But in this case, I'm talking about picking something completely different solely for the purpose of training this hammer. So to purposefully divorce it from the actual thing that you're trying to do, because even if you try to just say, I'm going to make meditation as simple as possible, I'm just going to do 1 minute a day, your brain might still kind of say, oh, but that's the thing I don't want, the meditation thing, that feels hard, even a minute, no, I don't want it. So take that off the table for now and pick something unrelated. So I'll give you 3 things, 3 choices, 3 starting points that I think might be good ones to work with, but you could find your own. The criteria here is that it has to take 2 minutes or less for this training period. It has to be something that feels easy enough and that you have a great enough chance of success that you can actually train yourself here. So my 3 suggestions are, number 1, making your bed. And again, even if you're someone who doesn't care about messiness, who thinks like, whatever, it doesn't matter what my bed looks like, who cares? That's not what this is about. This is about training this muscle, this hammer skill. So wake up in the morning and notice, oh, do I want to make my bed today? I don't know. I'm running late. This isn't really important. And practice saying, doesn't matter. Who cares? Notice your mind is thinking, is making these arguments, is debating, and just push all that aside. It doesn't matter. I'm making my bed, no matter what. That right there is the skill you're training. You're noticing, it's the metacognition. You're noticing, you're in these thoughts, you're seeing, oh, all this convoluted stuff is happening, this conversation is happening, and you're purposefully jumping out of those thoughts, stepping back, observing that happening, and saying, nope, push all that aside, and do the thing. So number 1 is making the bed. Number 2 is if meditating is not the habit that you're trying to build, then that can be number 2, some kind of mindfulness or meditation thing, just really simple, like 30 seconds in the morning. I'm going to set a timer, I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm just going to breathe for 30 seconds. And again, the skill is noticing, oh, but I don't know, is that really useful? I don't really want to do it, whatever. And say, nope, don't care, doesn't matter. I'm noticing my breath for 30 seconds. That's what I'm doing. Number 3, this one I think can be especially valuable because not only are you training the hammer, but you're also training resilience. Because number 3 is cold showers. And cold showers, if you haven't heard all the stuff from Dr. Huberman, and it's kind of a trendy thing right now that a lot of people are talking about the value of cold showers, if you want to Google that. But the basic idea is that being in cold water is one of the clinically proven most effective ways of sustained dopamine release. So if you really want to feel good, then cold showers have many benefits. But the trick here is, what works for me at least, is have your regular hot shower, and then only at the very end, what I do is I step out of the stream of water, and then turn it to the coldest setting, and then wait for it to get cold, and then I kind of stick just a bit of me in, like the foot or the hand, and I just kind of like feel it for a second, and then that's the moment when you say, okay, hammer time, going in. And you go in, put your head under it, and you just try to last as long as you can. Maybe it's 10 seconds, maybe it's 30 seconds, and then get it on your face, spin around, just get the cold water all over yourself. Even if it's 5 seconds, better than nothing. But the key is, even if you're feeling like, wow, this warm water's so nice, why would I want cold water? Blah. That's when the hammer comes down. Nope, this isn't a negotiation. It's not a choice. This is just what I do. I'm doing the cold water thing. Yeah, so I find that super invigorating, and actually it's worked so well for me that I actually went out and got a chest freezer and retrofitted it to fill it with water. So the freezer components keep the water at a chilly temperature, and I actually get in the chest freezer every morning after my shower. So it took me a while to work up to that, but it feels really beneficial. So that's a separate topic, though. So the key thing here is just picking one of these activities, whether it's making your bed, mindfulness breathing, cold shower, or something else. Going for a walk in the morning, whatever you want. Anything that just takes less than 2 minutes, so it's really easy, but there's a chance that, but pick something where there's a chance that you're not going to want to do it, where you're going to try to debate yourself, you're going to try to bargain, you're going to try to talk yourself out of it, because the whole point of this is training your hammer to say, nope, not a decision. This is just what I do. So you're building a sense of identity here. I am someone who does this no matter what. And especially if you are an analytical thinker like me, who's really good at seeing different perspectives, really good at arguing, the whole point here is to get out of that whole system. Notice, like, yeah, I'm really good at arguing. I'm really good at coming up with convincing sounding arguments, but that's not what we're doing here. This is just what we do. All right? So work on that for a while, and it might take weeks or even a few months to build this hammer skill. But it's going to serve you so well in so many aspects of your life to be able to just say, nope, not a choice. And then once you've developed that, then you can go back to whatever habit you want to consistently do every day and use it there. And notice when you're making an excuse to not do that habit, bring down the hammer. All right? I hope that helps. Let me know how it goes in the comments. If it's working for you, I'd love to hear from it. If you're struggling in some way, let me know. Maybe I can give you some advice, and I hope you have a nourishing day. Thanks for watching.